17th is just around the corner, and that means the Fortuna event is here. And, well, you and I both know why you're here, so let's jump right to the CCU. So with this St. Paddy's Day event, we do have some Warbond CCUs. Looks like first off is a C2 Herc. About $30 savings, not too bad, but the choices are kind of terrible. First off, the Glaive is limited edition. Phoenix has never been on Warbond. I think it's limited edition too. Endeavor is a concept ship. The Crucible is a concept ship. The Constellation Phoenix Emerald, yeah, it's never been on Warbond, probably never will be. It's effectively a paint scheme special ship. I don't see this ever hitting Warbond sale, and it's also limited edition as well. The Gemini, the Starfarer Gemini, has been on Warbond, I think, twice before, both back in 2022, I think Invictus maybe. So at least it's been there. Caterpillar's been up a ton, but you're leaving money on the table with both of these. If you've been playing for about a year or so and you've been serious about the CCU game, you probably have one from the Caterpillar. So that's probably your best bet. Again, Starfarer Gemini has only been on once. They will most likely increase the price of this ship eventually. They are redoing the Starfarers. I'm using air quotes that you can't see. Eventually to have a gold pass. I'm sure it's going to be a complete revamp of that ship. Caterpillar is pretty well established, works well for what it's supposed to do. At multiple roles, actually. It can be a freighter or a little Fury starship that just sends out a bunch of little drones. It's pretty cool. Anyway, both of these are okay choices. Again, the Caterpillar is probably the best choice, but you do leave money on the table, right? We're talking about $70 difference. You spend 40, so you're still saving $30, but you're also spending $40 in new cash. It's up to you. The C2 right now is just not a great price point for trying to save some money. But hey, if it's your final link in the chain and you want that C2, it's actually a spectacular ship. I love this as a hauler. I have a JPEG of the Banu Merchantman, right? And the loaner for the Merchantman is the C2 Herc and I think a Defender, maybe something else too, but I know for sure the Banu Defender and the C2 Herc are the loaners, and the Herc is just an awesome ship. Really good. Anyway, I get it why you might want this. It's just really not, it doesn't have a lot of perfect chains at the end here, or perfect links at the end here to make a good chain. I'd probably go with the Caterpillar myself. I think I mean, maybe, look, if you've been playing long enough and you have enough referral rewards, I guess you could use the Glaive as well, because you can get that one through the referral reward program. But I don't even know how many it is. It's pretty high up there. So I guess that would be a possibility. But other than that, rare circumstance, I would probably go with the Caterpillar unless I specifically already had a Gemini already. If you have obviously a Gemini in Warbond CCU, that's the best choice. If you're newer to the game, I would say to speculate on, I would grab the Caterpillar if you don't already have one. That's probably your best bet. Next up is the MSR, the Mercury. I've never actually figured this out. If any of you guys know, let me know. Is the Mercury the model and Star Runner is the edition? Just like we have different editions of the Constellation. I just never figured this out. And if that is the case, I would definitely hope that they would have different variants of the Mercury. That'd be kind of cool. Anyway, the naming convention always confused me about this ship, although it is an amazing ship as well. Look, let's face it, most of the Crusader ships are pretty fantastic, right? None of them suck. So, anyway, MSR is up here, save you $20 off the top. As for the options over on the left here, Cuddy Steel has had at least 2 Warbond sales before. Antares has quite a few, a lot of them last year, I think. Of course, it is a new ship. So it's had, like, if there's a ratio to how long it's been out versus how many CCUs it's had, this is probably a winner. Raylan is a bad choice. Obviously, it's still technically a concept ship, so I would not use that. Terrapin's had 2 Warbonds in the past. Defender's had at least 3 that I can think of. I'm trying to think when. No, I think there's 3. Past that, you're really leaving a lot of money on the table here. It's still saving 30, but if you're saving the same amount you're spending, it's not such a great deal. So I wouldn't recommend something like the Hurricane. It's just too far down the stack. Personally, I think I have Warbond for all of these. So if I didn't already have my MSR chain built, obviously I would go for the Cutlass Steel. If you don't have any of these, well, Invictus is coming up, so both of these have a chance. And then Alien Week right after that. I don't think Defender had it last Alien Week. Maybe it did. No, it didn't. I'm looking through the data here. It did. So last year, the Defender had a Warbond during Alien Week. Maybe it means they won't have it this year. It seems, though, that they've had it. I mean, there's not that many alien ships, guys. So it seems like they've had it once a year since 2022. So maybe they'll have it again this year. Maybe they won't. So I think the Defender would be a good bet if you don't already have one. Terrapin, I'm trying to think. I think it's been a while since we've seen a Terrapin Warbond. Obviously, again, Raylan concept ship, don't do it. Scorpius Antares has had quite a few, and it's been, I mean, it's already had one this year, right? So if you've been playing very recently and you picked one of these up, that's what we like to say, a no-brainer CCU chain right there. So I think that's a good choice too. Again, if you just started playing the Warbond game or Warbond CCU game like this year, you just tuned into the channel for the first time or something, you know you want the Mercury for whatever crazy reason, even though you've barely played the game, I would probably pick the Scorpius because it seems like that's going to be more often than the others based on how many times it's had a Warbond since it came into fruition. It's a very new ship. But really, most of these make a decent option. Defender, Terrapin, you're leaving more money on the table because it's a $220 price point. Saving the most money, of course, is the Cutlass Steel, especially if you've already got it. So best value play here is the Cutlass Steel. It's $5 spend, and you save 30, 20 bucks, because my math. You save 20, you spend 5. Antares is a little bit worse, right? Spend 10, save the same amount. And then it just reduces down the stack. Again, for those new to the game, we never want to put a concept ship over here on the left when buying a Warbond CCU, because this price right here, this $225 for the Raylan, is absolutely going to increase when the Raylan makes it into the verse as a production vehicle. That is a guarantee now at this point. There's no speculation anymore about it. We don't necessarily know how much it'll increase, but look, if this increases to $240, right, you would still save $5. But if this increases to $245, you would save $0. If it goes to $250, and that's possible, right? We're talking about a $225 ship. It could easily go up 25 bucks. It could be a $250 ship when it gets released, which means you spent $15 to save -5, because maths. That's a bad deal. And which is hilarious, because I bought what did I buy? I think it was a Corsair to MSR regular CCU. I don't think it was a Warbond, because it was when it was a concept. And I spent, I don't know, $15 or $20 on it at the time. Oh, it hurts. It hurts me every time I talk about this. And I think the difference, what's the Corsair? Probably, it's close enough that it can't use the CCU, so I'm guessing the Corsair is $250. Flop over to my ships here, because I do have the Corsair. Yeah, I can't even use it. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. It's $250, so you can't even make that leap unless it's a standard CCU for $10. So anyway, terrible choice on my part. That was one of the few I've Warbond, or that was one of the few CCUs I exchanged back for store credit. Anyway, that is it. That's all we've got here. Rolling down the list, I don't think there's any other Warbonds. So unfortunately, there are no deals to be had on the standalone ships front, no Warbonds. I also noticed that the Emerald is not available, so it's at least looking promising that some things will change in the store as we get closer to St. Patrick's Day, which could indicate we have additional sales coming. That would be cool. Different CCU swapping out, maybe some standalones as well. There are new paints, which is why I'm on this page showing it to you. It's basically the Fortuna paint pack, and or any ships that have a Fortuna paint usually get the paint added during this time. I'm not really into paints, but they are available, so I figured I'd let you guys know. Some are pretty cool and kind of fit the ships they work with. Some not so much. But hey, to each their own for paints, right? So it's about 4 days till St. Paddy's Day, so it looks like this event should at least carry on through then. Most likely that takes us through the weekend. I don't know if they're all going to stay the same or not, but with the Constellation Phoenix Emerald not being available currently, they haven't added it to the store yet. Chances are they're going to add it later, which is at least sort of promising that they're going to do some change outs of CCUs and maybe some other stuff during the week and through the weekend. So I will definitely keep you guys in the loop if something changes, especially around the CCU game. All right, guys, that's it for me. Zi-Tek out.